There's one more feature of the Nintendo Online I forgot to mention. One more. The NES games. I know you're probably saying, hey wait, NES games are nostalgia. You must accept them, of course. That's what they always say every single time I say we compare about NES games. But what Nintendo is basically doing on Nintendo Online is basically paying $20 for NES emulator. And you don't get to keep the games. That's the sad part. You don't get to keep your games. You don't get to keep your games at all. You get to play them for a week, and Nintendo says, "Oh, time's up. You can't play them anymore." Cause that's how Nintendo is. Nintendo is now some greedy, soulless company that will attempt to use nostalgia, very much like a certain other mouse company, to basically try to rack up sales. If you look at the reception of Nintendo's online service, you can understand why people don't like this stuff. People don't want to play NES games every single time Nintendo consoles come out. Basically, Nintendo will basically charge $20 just so you can play NES games. World Virtual this is our replacement for Virtual Console. Yes, because Virtual Console is now a thing of the past. Virtual Console is a thing of the past according to Nintendo. And we must pay for $20 for Nintendo, for NES games. Advance Smash Ultimate, I think the last thing, the reason why there's only 12 characters playable is probably because Nintendo's trying to get sub loot boxes in our games. Because that's how Nintendo is. There's a bunch of greedy corporate old people that live in Japan. They don't care about what we want. They only care about grabbing nostalgia. That's why Zelda Breath of the Wild sold so well and Mario Odyssey did. Mario Odyssey with no lives. Pokemon Let's Go, again, even Nintendo's more recent games. Pokemon Let's Go. Obviously, a nostalgia cash grab is an attempt to get Pokemon fans to buy it. But it's the most disliked Pokemon trailer in history of Pokemon. That is not that of the main series. And yes, Pokemon Let's Go is a main series game. And it has the most dislikes of any Pokemon trailer ever. Even more than Pokemon Go. Yes, Pokemon Go has less people wanting it. More people want it. Less people disliking Pokemon Go than Pokemon Let's Go. And especially when the next Pokemon game comes out, Nintendo will probably continue with this trend. They did that. They did this to Paper Mario, and they killed Paper Mario, and they basically burned it alive. They're doing this to Pokemon. The PokeTubers will see right through this, of course. But let's go back on the topic. Pokemon Let's Go will be another topic for another day, cause I could go on topic. But the NES games are an example of Nintendo nostalgia paddling to the 90s kids and the 80s kids. What about now? What about people who grew up with the GameCube? I gotta ignore those people. People who grew up with the Game Boy Advance like me and the GameCube. No, GameCube, that doesn't matter. Let's forget the GameCube ever existed. Despite having one of the best Mario games, the best Mario Party games, the best Smash Brothers game. Actually, not the best. That's actually Smash Brothers for Wii U. The best Mario Kart. Easily the best Mario Kart, the best Mario Golf, Mario Tennis, the best of everything except for Smash Brothers and Mario, 3D Mario games. Whereas of course Mario 64 is the best, and of course Smash Brothers for Wii U and 3DS is the best because simply you can play as Cloud, and you can fight Sonic as Cloud, and you can fight Roy as Cloud, you can fight, and they brought back most of the best characters from Melee anyway, so Smash 4 is basically equal to Melee. And also it had Rampage, it had many other third-party games that were very great and very fun to play. But no, we have no GameCube games. We have freaking NES games. How many times do people want to play NES games? I have freaking Mario Bros. On my DS. I don't need to re-buy it on the freaking Nintendo Switch for $20 a year, and you don't get to even keep it. I have Pokemon Yellow on Virtual Console. Pokemon, that's over, yeah, it's over. I have Wario Land. I have Mario Bros. I have Kirby Pinball Land, I have Pac-Man, I have Super Mario Land 2, Kirby Dream Land 2, and Kirby's Block Ball. And guess what? I get to keep all these games forever and ever and ever. I don't have to pay $20 a year, and of course I got Sonic the Hedgehog on the Game Gear version. But I don't have to pay. Here's the difference between this and those. I don't have to pay $20 a year to play those games. I can play them whenever I feel like, and not have to. Oh, you have to go. You can only play it for a week because I'm Mario and I'm so greedy. Maybe Nico Biago, I can't pronounce this. Nico Biago, or the guy who made the Mario is Not a Hero, is right. Mario is greedy. This is what they're doing. They're using nostalgia, kind of like Disney, with all the remakes of the movie that I don't want to see, and old people would want to see these movies. They're making sequels to movies that people have nostalgia for. Disney's the manipulator of nostalgia. They're the manipulator of it. And Nintendo's doing the same thing. They're making NES games. No one wants NES games. Like, Wii U. Get away, elephant. Okay, that thing's out of the way. Well, look at the Wii U. The Wii U has basically has Game Boy Advance games, DS games, but there's no GameCube games. No GameCube games. No GameCube games. You can't play freaking Melee on your GameCube. No, not Melee on your GameCube. Melee on your Switch. You can't play Mario 64 on your Switch. You can't play any of these games. You have to be stuck with Golf for the NES, and you have to be stuck with the first Mario. What about Mario World? What about Mario 64? What about the Mario Sunshine and Mario Galaxy? Those games don't matter to us in Nintendo. Only the NES matters, because that's what people really want. What about Super Metroid? No. You don't even get the first Metroid games. The 20 NES games? Guess what the 20 NES games are? You're probably gonna guess Kirby. Probably gonna guess Zelda. But what do you get? Here's games that you get. This is the laughable amount of NES games you get. You only get 20. You don't even get the full library of NES games. You get just 20. Oh no. Just 20. You get Ghosts and Goblins. You get Excite Bike, Tecmo Bowl, Yoshi, Double Dragon, Gradius, and Ice Hockey. River City Ransom, Pro Wrestling, Baseball, Balloon Fight, Donkey Kong, Dr. Mario, Ice Climber, Zelda, Mario Bros, Soccer, Super Mario Bros. That's the first one. Super Mario Bros. 3 and Tennis. Where's Mario Bros. 2? I have no idea! We don't get that because we're Nintendo. We must walk all these games off a $20 paywall. They can only pay for a year if you get the $20 version. And you don't get to keep them either. You have to pay to play these games. It's kind of like a prison with Nintendo. This is what Switch owners get when they expect so much out of Nintendo. I kind of feel bad for Switch owners, honestly. They don't get all the cool third-party games that I'm a PC owner and an Xbox owner, that us PC owners and Xbox owners get. We don't know. You just get what every third party is throw at you, which is casual games and kiddie games, and games that ports to old 360 and PS3 games. Like when they announced Saints Row the 3rd, but not Saints Row 4. What the hell type of garbage is that? Like, then we have more games on the way. Salmonski, not interested. NES Golf, not interested. Super Dodgeball, not interested. Oh, here's a game that people actually want. Metroid. None of the other games are good. None of the other games are memorable besides Ninja Gaiden. You don't get anything. This is Nintendo's basically just F you to people. And the bigger, like, Nintendo. You only get 20. How many games are on the NES again? Hundreds. You don't get Mega Man. You don't get Mario World. You don't get no Super Nintendo. You don't get no N64. You don't get no GameCube. No, you get NES games. But again, this is Nintendo being greedy again, because that's all Nintendo does. And of course these are the licensed games, not the unlicensed. There are 714 no Nintendo games. Yes, in the US. Yes, that's in the US. And 32 are outside of North America. There's a 704 Nintendo NES games that Nintendo they can play. But no, you have to play the only 20 select games Nintendo gives you. Because that's what Nintendo is. They're greedy. If it was me, the 20 games would be games that people actually liked. Not sports. I don't understand society. It's an obsession with sports. What about Duck Hunt? You can't play that. What about Mario Bros. 2? The Lost Level? You can't play that either. You can't play Metroid. You have to wait a month. You have to really wait a freaking month. You can't play Tetris. Really? And that's of course the unreleased and unlicensed. That's not including unlicensed game, which is all 177 unlicensed game for the NES, but most of them are completely garbage anyways, and you should never play them. But it just kind of stands by that Nintendo's just a bunch of lazy company. That's literally what they are. Nintendo will only give you 20 games for $20. And that isn't even the start of this. Let's talk about the features that the NES games give you. They give you laggy online, but you have to have a friend code to freaking play it for the people. Oh yeah, you have to have a freaking friend code. Oh yay. Nintendo's still on this outdated system of freaking friend codes. This is the reason why I don't want to ever play a Switch besides Smash Ultimate. Because the Switch is a freaking waste of money, and that's the reason why. I don't want to have to use freaking friend codes that friend people online. Nintendo is so scared of people. Nintendo is basically a school. They're so like that. Those one schools that don't allow you to make friends. There's a school that really won't allow you to have best friends. That's what Nintendo is. That's school that doesn't allow you to have best friends. And you have to be restrictive with your friends too. Because Nintendo will basically police who he can and who he can't be friends with. Because we really want a company from Japan policing people who they can and can't be friends with. You know, on the PS3 and of course, you don't get any apps on the Nintendo Switch. You don't get no Netflix, you don't get no Hulu, you don't get no YouTube. There's no YouTube on Nintendo Switch? Wow, Nintendo. Nintendo is so stuck past in the freaking stone age of the internet that you have to use a freaking smartphone app to you freaking talk to people. It just makes me mad that's even talking about this, because Nintendo does not care. The only way to stop this is to basically stop buying Nintendo consoles until they won. No, but Nintendo, they're one of those companies that never won because they're too stupid to, like EA. Nintendo is going down the path of EA, and that's how it's going to be. No one's going to buy the garbage online service unless they absolutely have to. With Nintendo's basically blocking people making friends online because they want you to be, because they're too scared, and you try to sell friend codes, you cannot do that because Nintendo won't allow you to make anything. You don't get no Miiverse either. You just have to be stuck with whatever Nintendo throws at you, basically. And that's why games are not selling on the Nintendo Switch anymore. Because people don't want to deal with this crap anymore. That is why most people play the Xbox and PlayStation PC now. Because they don't require freaking friend codes on your freaking console. So, this is the reason why Nintendo is dying as a company. Because they just need to, like, Nintendo is just one of those companies that really no one cares about anymore. They're one of those companies that were once good, like Konami and Disney, but have now turned into the wrath of evil companies that people will remember as greedy, awful companies that no one wanted. That no one wants to deal with ever again, and no one wants to buy products from them because Nintendo is freaking greedy. That's all they care about. They're freaking Scrooge McDuck from making Mickey series, okay? They only care about the freaking money, the freaking coins, and that's why you shouldn't buy the Switch. Nintendo will just continue to scam people with the stupid online service that doesn't work half the time. The services they promise are outdated or don't work with every game they have. It's just we can't win with Nintendo. Nintendo is so, like, with Splatoon 2, Nintendo's so scared of people being cheaters in Splatoon, people being hackers, but thousands of people do it already in Splatoon 2. But you're so worried about having crowd saves in Splatoon 2. This is Nintendo. They're only for the kids. Not for anyone over 10. Nintendo Switch will be really... You're not allowed to play our console unless you're under the age of 10. Because that's all Nintendo cares about, kids. That's the reason why the Wii U flopped. And that's the reason why the Switch's sales have went in a slump. It's because Nintendo only cares about the kids. They don't care about any other consumers. They only care about freaking kids. Because that's the only audience now, is little kids and stupid 90s kids who refuse to grow up and refuse to play freaking Xbox, PlayStation, or PC. Okay? And this is why I feel sorry for Switch owners. They don't get all the cool games. Like here, I can list games that is UK Weekly Chart. September 1st, 2018. You'll get PS 2019, F1 2018, that's PS1, that's PlayStation exclusive, GTA 5, PUBG, which is coming to the PS4 apparently. But you get all the kids games. You don't get Call of Duty, Resident Evil. You only get on freaking cloud service for free. Actually that came out. I'm not talking about Lego games. Lego games suck. The Crew 2 is not coming. You get no Sims. You don't get anything. You get whatever Nintendo throws at you. You get all the kid games and all the Toys to Life games and all these simple games that require minimal programming. That's why there's so many indie games, but so few AAA games. It's just astonishing that people say Nintendo Switch is doing well. It was only doing well for 1 year. Consoles that only do well 1 year and do poorly the rest, like other years, and because continue to decline. Does that remind me of a certain other console that Sony made back in 2011 called the Vita? Just because the Switch made record numbers doesn't mean they'll sell well further on. The GameCube broke record numbers, but ended up only selling 21 million. I'm not saying the Switch will sell as well as the GameCube, or sell just as bad as GameCube as it's only 20 million copies, but the Switch has only sold 5 million this year. At the same time frame, Nintendo Switch has sold 6 million at the same time frame, so that's 1 million less. And with games like Pokemon Let's Go spraying the Pokemon community, and minor games like Mario Party releasing, and the only game being Smash Bros., which is in the last 4 months, weeks of the year, you can kind of just wonder why Nintendo is in the slumps again. That's why Nintendo stock has went down. Your online service, Nintendo, completely sucks.